Oh, it's stretch. Oh, goodness. Oh, this doesn't feel like a natural fibre. Okay. Oh, there's loads of it. And it's not even 4-way stretch. It's only 2-way. This is fine. I guess I can use it for a costume. Like, I suppose I could make some kind of ghost, bride, or vampire. Oh, no. The majority of tutorials I could find of people making Lady Dimitrescu started the same way. First, I drafted a pattern. Sod that, I'm busy. I started with this pattern as it was the only dress and a stretch fabric that I had in my pattern collection, and I thought I would be able to make it work as I wasn't going to be too picky about the details. The back has this cutout which I elected to just ignore, cutting a straight line from the top to the bottom. With the front piece, I lined up the centre front with the fold and then moved it back until there was as much fabric as possible right in the middle of the chest. This actually meant folding in the pattern along the side seams of the dress. The skirt will be less flared than the original pattern, but the extra width will be even all the way down. The neckline isn't right at this stage, but we'll fix that later. The sleeves, on the other hand, looked complicated, so I elected to leave them as is. The back seam was sewn and I moved on to draping the little back cape, if you can call it draping when you are in fact just pinning two flat pieces of fabric together. I put the pleats in by eye and then basted all around the neckline and armholes before trimming off the excess. I'll even out the bottom of the cape and sew a small hem sometime after this. On the front piece I put in 2 even lines of gathering stitches right across the top of the bust. Well, mostly even. I deliberated a whole 20 seconds over whether I was going to pull this out and sew it again before deciding that life was too short to redo something that I'll be taking out when the dress was finished anyway. With the front and back sewn together, I could adjust the gathers until it fitted snugly across my chest. I also deliberated about whether I was going to fit this to my body shape or a more, in-character body, and settled on, if it doesn't fit me without padding, I'm definitely never going to wear it. I cut off the excess fabric for the neckline and bound the top edge, extending the binding across the sides to match the detail I could see on the original. I considered hemming the raw sides and back of the neckline, but eventually decided to just bind this as well. The sleeves followed the pattern exactly and involved mostly blindly following the instructions. Both the upper and lower sleeves are folded in half and seamed, but those seams then don't line up when the two are sewn together. There was a certain amount of swearing, but in the end I had a nice tight-fitting sleeve with a vampy point over the back of the hand. Finally, it was time to figure out the underbust gathers in the front. I loosely figured where I wanted the details to sit and marked it with pins on either side. I then transferred this to the table flat so I could even out where the pins sat. In hindsight, I don't recommend doing this. Bodies are uneven, and as a result, the final dress only hangs straight on a hanger, not when worn. I made small buttonhole-like openings in the fabric. Knit fabric doesn't really fray, so I didn't have to worry about that, and threaded through a strip that I had already sewn up into a tube. I oversewed the opening in the strip several times with a zigzag stitch until the hole was closed and the strip held firmly in place. I also sewed the ends of the strip together on the inside so all the gathers were contained. A couple of finishing touches, like tacking the neckline binding together and finishing the hem, and we were ready to go. I am not a cosplayer, and I haven't tried to copy a costume in many years, but I am a big fan of the Resident Evil series and it was a lot of fun to dip back in for a quick project. Unusual projects are great for getting you out of your comfort zone and trying new things. My experience of stretch fabric is pretty limited, so it's actually great to be forced into practicing. I'm also glad I decided to make this an inspired by kind of project, as now I think I'll have something wearable in everyday life rather than a screen accurate cosplay that I'm not sure if I'd ever wear again. Or I say that, I'm pretty sure anyone seeing me this in everyday life would still no. Many thanks to my coffee donators, whose names you'll be seeing on the screen right about now. If you'd like to join them, link in the description box below. Absolutely not a trap signing you up for sinister trips to abandoned houses. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, do all the things that make the YouTube gods happy, follow me on Instagram for cat pictures, dream big, and I'll see you very soon.